welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on the brand new Main Street TV. Jennifer here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're so happy to have you, and we hope that you enjoy the show that we have in store for you today. Well, sitting over to, well,
Your left?
my left, his right, I don't know, is our good friend Pete Wilson to start off the morning news update. And of course, Pete's morning news update always brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell or have any real estate needs, please give Nia a call, 740-418-4135, and she will work hard for you. All right, what's going on, Pete Wilson?
Okay, well, we do have some updates from the COVID-19 front, both on cases and other sidebar type stories.
Okay.
From the Jackson County Health Department, kind of a mixed bag. The news has been really all good here for the past several weeks. We cross our fingers as the cases subside. And the latest report, which was put out yesterday by the Health Department, mostly good news there, but to hone in on this a little bit, in the last week, and this week covers the period March 1st through March 7th, that was a 1 week period, there was 33 cases, and that averages out to 4.7 cases per day. The reason I'm averaging it out per day is it's easier to compare the previous reports, and the previous report before that was 3.4 cases per day. So it's up a little bit, but still way down from where it was at the worst of it in January, and then things started to get better in February, and then got a lot better by the end of February, and the good news continues into March. Also, on the bad side, however, in this latest report, there was confirmation of 2 new COVID-19 related deaths. And so even as we seem to be emerging from the worst of it, the numbers give us perspective. There have been a total of 2,739 confirmed cases, 182 probable cases in Jackson County. And, the numbers, they kind of are numbing after a while. You keep repeating them. But Jackson County has a population of 33,000 plus. My rough math says that's about 8% of us have had COVID-19. That seems like an awful lot to me. And you talk about 170 people have been hospitalized with it, including a handful right now, and there have been a total of 57 deaths. If there had been 57 traffic fatalities or 57 people die in fires, I mean, it would be the talk of the town. And now, frankly, it's kind of like a humdrum routine thing. You hear the latest news. Everybody is glad, of course, that it's better, but still only about 10% of Americans I read have been totally vaccinated. In other words, both vaccinations. It's a process, and it's happening now, and so still time before the dual positive developments of vaccinations and the so-called herd immunity kick in. We still have to continue to be careful. And Jen, we talked about it in the winter heading into Christmas, worried about all the holiday stuff and what that might result in. And of course, we did have, whether it's related or not, an uptick of cases starting in January and February. Now the weather is going to get better, and the cases are down, and there's going to be more events, both indoor and outdoor. And so, you have to have your guard up a little bit while still moving forward. That's I just said something very conflicting there, but I think that they both apply. We need to, live our lives, get more into regularity, but I think with concerns and regularity. And we'll see what our local health departments, our Ohio Department of Health, and on the federal level, the Biden administration, of course, the CDC tells us. And it's probably going to be a lot of different things that will make it all the more confusing. But, it's all going to be guided by the number of cases and which direction they are going. In Vinton County, the news continues to be very good. There was 2 new cases reported in the most recent report issued yesterday, which represented a dramatic increase. But when you've only had 1 case the past 9 days, that's pretty good. So you're talking about 3 cases in 10 days. 2 of them happened to be on yesterday. No new deaths, hospitalizations down, active cases down in both Jackson County and Vinton County. Right now in Jackson County, 13 active cases. There was 45 about a month ago, so that gives you some perspective. And in Vinton County right now, the number of active cases is just 6. So that's pretty good as well. So overall, the news on the COVID-19 front, pretty good in Jackson County, of course, and in Benton County as well. But of course, a lot of vaccinations happening, and we want to remind you that today at the First Church of the Nazarene, the Jackson County Health Department will be doing mass immunizations, walk-in, no appointments needed. Anybody ages 50 and up is eligible to go. You don't have to be in that 50 to 59 category. You can be older than 59 too. You had your time before, but you're still eligible today. Also, anybody from a prior vaccination target group, just not age, but occupational or a medical case where you were eligible. If you haven't got your vaccination yet, you can also go today to the First Church of the Nazarene. Once again, no appointments are necessary. And every now and then people wonder, well, how much is this going to cost me? It's not going to cost you a dime. So that's at the First Church of the Nazarene. Excuse me. The Jackson County Health Department also announced yesterday that rapid COVID-19 test kits are now available at 7 different locations in Jackson County. So there is a chart. That chart, by the way, can now be seen on the Telegram website and our Facebook page, but 7 different places in Jackson County, 3 in Wellston, 2 in Oak Hill, and 2 in Jackson. In case you can't read the chart, I'll go over those real quick. There's the Adena Health Center and the Jackson City Library in Jackson. There's the CVS Pharmacy, the Oak Hill Public Library in Oak Hill, and in Wellston, you have Fruth Pharmacy, Grace Clinic of Jackson County. That's on Ohio Avenue in downtown Wellston. And you have the Jackson Vinton Community Action Office there on South New York Avenue. Once again, these tests are also free, Jennifer. You do have to go through a process to be able to get these, but they are at those 7 different locations. First of all, you have to call one of those 7 sites, and there are phone numbers and contacts listed on that chart. You have to call to arrange to pick up a kit. Once you have the kit, you go to a website called ohio.emed.com and you create an account. You need a smartphone or a computer or a microphone and a camera to do that. Once you establish this eMed account, a telehealth session will start with a proctor. They'll come on there and guide you through the process on how to administer the test to yourself. You should have your results, good or bad, within 15 minutes of this telehealth session. So if you're in that situation where you haven't been able to get the vaccination, or maybe you're not sure you want the vaccination, and my golly, do I have COVID-19? I'm not feeling well. Here is your opportunity at one of those 7 locations to do a self-test with the help of a proctor online. All right, so we'll move on to something more cheerful right now, and that, of course, is the Vinton County Lady Vikings. We are just a little bit more than 30 hours away from their date with Destiny at the UD Arena when they play in the state semifinal game. And the girls wanted to do this, and of course all the adults accommodated them. This took place yesterday.
That's a pretty busy intersection, Pete.
Well,
That's dangerous.
that is the famous one stoplight in Vinton County, right at the corner of Main and Market, US 50 and State Route 93.
They're brave.
And the sheriff and everybody was out there to make sure they could do it. And they stood out there in the intersection. Right now the light is red, but Rod Bentley said this is symbolic. Not only is that stoplight kind of symbolic of Vinton County MacArthur and the fact that it's a small place with a single traffic light, but he also wanted to have the picture taken. This picture was taken when the light was red, but there are other pictures when the light is green. That is symbolic because he wants them to know that they can always shoot the ball. They have the green light to shoot. So that was another reason that they took that picture. And another reason is they wanted to promote designer jeans. No doubt, if you could see, about every one of them had on the designer jeans there. But of course, they're having a great week there. This is a week that the Vinton Countyans will remember for years and years. Well, they'll remember it forever as long as they live. A big deal. And yesterday, this gave good publicity to the Telegram and Total Media. The school board president, Tom McManus, actually handed out copies of our Wednesday newspaper. That is senior guard Mariah Davis getting her copy. And in a Facebook post, Tom McManus thanked a lot of people who enabled yesterday's picture-taking session there in the middle of MacArthur. And he also acknowledged the Telegram, Total Media, and Red Thompson Jr., our main Vinton County writer, for all the good coverage that they've got. So we thank him for that. So today is the day that they actually go to Dayton, Jennifer. It will take place about noon. They'll leave the high school. And will there be a reception there to send them off? All the kids from all the elementary schools, the high school and the middle school, will be there in the parking lot to wish them farewell and good luck.
Very
The
good.
only students who won't be there will be the ones from West Elementary there at Allensville, and they will be there standing out in front because the bus will go right by that school on its way to Dayton. And of course, we do want to remind you that the game tomorrow is set for 2 o'clock at the UD Arena. They'll be playing Shaker Heights Laurel High School in the Division II state semifinal. We're down to the final 4 teams. The winner of that game will play the winner of the Napoleon Dayton Carroll game, which will be played, I think, around 11 o'clock on Friday. The winners will play at 5 o'clock on Saturday for the state championship. And Rod Bentley made it very clear that, they're just not thrilled to be there. They're going to win. They don't like moral victories. They like real victories. So we'll see what happens. Of course, Jeff Thacker and YRO will be there to bring the game live on Friday, and they will be there Saturday when the Lady Vikings hopefully play for the championship as well. And don't forget, we have to constantly remind you, it's so easy to listen to our radio broadcast because we have, the Total Media app available, and the game is streamed. And so, it's just not on the radio. It's on many internet devices as well. And there you see our Total Media app. If you haven't got it yet, download it. You won't be sorry. It will open the door to so much of our local programming, including the sports. All right, we have another good news
Pete,
story.
Can I interrupt you real quick
Yes.
before you go on? We got a question that wanted to double check what time the vaccinations at the Nazarene Church begins.
Okay, yes. Let's go back to that and see if I have that time here. I think that I do. It's in 2 chunks. They take a break for lunch. It is 10 a.m. until noon, and also 1 to 5. And once again, you don't have to have an appointment. You don't have to come at a special time. Just show up, and they'll get you through there. I've been through the process once there at the Nazarene when there was, it was a walk-up deal. I had an appointment, but there were others who walked up, and we were in and out of there in less than a half an hour, and that includes a 15-minute period where you're supposed to wait after you get your vaccination to make sure, you're not going to have some reaction to where, they would need to give you some extra treatment and care. All right, we will now head off to Seal Guides Field in Wellston, where there is another good story to tell. A lot of the folks in Wellston let us know that this was going on because they're so proud. They have a great recreational complex there on State Route 327. Wellston has long been known for their support of youth recreation, particularly the youth baseball and softball. They got a $1.4 million grant from ODNR last year that's going to help develop the recreational complex. A lot of those things yet to come, but the money is in the pipeline. But the Make Wellston Beautiful organization, which now oversees and runs the recreation programs in Wellston that used to be run by the city of Wellston, they oversaw a first phase project with basically money that they had raised, and that is putting up lights on Seal Guides Field, which is one of the fields on State Route 327. There you see a photo. That is the Geiger Brothers crane that they lent to the project free of charge to allow them to install that lighting there at the Seal Guides Field. Also, the Mohawk Electric Company, which is located near Wellston, they did the electric work, and all that was done yesterday and finished, and now that will allow night games to be played at that field. There's going to be lighting at some of the other fields in that complex as well. That will come later, along with all those things, good things that are going to happen because of that $1.4 million grant. But it needs to be said, there was already a lot of money committed to make improvements in Wellston because of the money raised through Make Wellston Beautiful. That is a great, great community organization. They do a lot of things there, but chiefly the recreation is what they're known best for. They jumped in there when the city was in financial trouble, and they have just run with that, with those recreational projects and program over in Wellston. Okay, on the federal level, we want to tell you some news that's going to affect you. The House passed the final version of the stimulus bill, $1.9 trillion. And what this means for most Americans is that they're going to get some more money in the form of a stimulus check. Usually, depending on your income, unless it's way high, you're going to get $1,400 per person or $2,800 per couple. I'm sure everybody will be glad for that. The vote, though, was very close. 220 votes for, 211 votes against, and it was almost completely a partisan deal. All Democrats except one supported it. All Republicans voted against it, so, we're not really together on this. It wasn't a bipartisan deal. Steve Stivers, who is the Republican congressman from the 15th District, and I'm telling you about his opinion because he represents Vinton County. He is a Republican who lives in the Columbus area. He voted against it, saying that he is for the stimulus relief and helping in all the ways on COVID-19, but feels that there were a lot of things put in the bill that had nothing to do with COVID and made it much more expensive than it needed to be. He is claiming, along with a lot of other Republicans, only 9% of the money is actually for COVID relief. On the other side, the Democrats are saying, you shouldn't hold up the COVID relief because so many Americans need it, organizations and so forth, and people are hurting, out of work, etc. So two-sided issue there, almost as always. Okay, we want to give a pat on the back to a Pat in town. That is Patrick Ball. Patrick Ball is with People's Insurance. He's very well known in Jackson, Oak Hill. He graduated from Oak Hill High School. He and his family live in Jackson now. Well, Patrick received the Chorus Hero Award, and Chorus is an acronym for the Coalition of Rural and Appalachian Schools. And Pat received their Hero Award for the good work he did in his role as an insurance executive for the Jackson City Schools. And he is pictured with his award there. He's on the right holding that award, and with him is Jackson Superintendent of Schools Phil Howard, who I'm sure had something to do with nominating Pat for the award. Phil was very appreciative of what Pat did. What Pat was credited with doing and what got him the Hero Award was that he worked hard to help secure an additional school nurse for the Jackson City School District, and he also helped establish what has become known as the Ironman Clinic, which is at Jackson Middle School. This is another actual medical clinic that gives frontline access to students for medical care and also the general public as well. And so Pat Ball saluted there by the Jackson schools and Chorus. Also, we want to tell you on the cancellation list, we still are getting some of these in because of the pandemic. Still restrictions that will prohibit some of the events that we normally have each year. The Wellston Rotary Show, formerly known as the Rotary Minstrel for years and years, they always have that, Jen, early in April. They have canceled that for this year. They normally start planning in January. They start rehearsing in February. And of course, it involves a big audience in one of the schools, the Wellston High School cafeteria most recently. And so there's just no way, it's kind of like the alumni events, to spread out on the planning and the preparation and of course the large group gatherings. They just decided it could not be done this year. However, good news, both the Wellston Rotary Club and the Jackson Rotary Club are resuming in-person meetings. Those are two of the main service clubs in the county. Wellston Rotary started their in-person meetings again on March the 3rd, and Jackson Rotary the 13th. Both of them have continued to operate during the pandemic, but with a lot of virtual meetings and things away from in-person events. All right, we also want to tell you that the Ohio Valley Bank, which has several banking locations in Jackson, including a main banking branch on Main Street in Jackson, it will be reopening its lobbies on March the 22nd. That's a Monday. The lobbies had been closed temporarily due to the pandemic. All the drive-ins, of course, are already open, and they will remain open. That, once again, that's Ohio Valley Bank locations, the main bank in Jackson, along with the drive-through, and then drive-throughs in both Wellston and Oak Hill. And we're going to end our news report with a message from Louie the dog at the Jackson City Library.
Aww.
Louie is one of the greatest canines in Jackson. I'll tell you, every now and then, Mike or Sharon Lee Alley bring Louie into our office to visit, and he's just as well-mannered as you could be. And Louie is promoting the book bundle program at the Jackson City Library. And what Louie says is that he and his coworkers have been putting away winter books and getting ready for spring. He loves the spring because of the rain and mud. And wait, you might not be as excited about mud as I am, but you like warmer weather and spring and things like gardening and fishing, right? Well, you should call my coworkers and request a book bundle. This is a collection of 10 books pertaining to any subject that you'd like to read on, any type of book or collection of books from your favorite author. They will actually gather the books for you and have them ready for you when you pick them up. All you've got to do is call the Jackson City Library at 286-4111, and they'll get that book bundle ready for you. This is another way to reduce contacts and the length of visits at the library, as the libraries also emerge from the restrictions of COVID-19. And a reminder, both the Jackson City Library and Wellston Library and Oak Hill Library are having in-person hours again. That started pretty much at the beginning of March. Just wanted to remind you in case you didn't know. So there you are.
Well, very good, Pete. That was quite a lot of information. Thank you.
Right, and do not forget, tomorrow is the big day for the Lady Vikings.
That's
and
right.
We do want to tell you that we're going to have some coverage in our print edition on Saturday, but the bulk of the coverage is going to be online because of the way our deadlines work. And so be looking for that. Todd Compston, our sports editor, and Red Thompson Jr., our do-it-all guy who covers Vinton County news and sports, they will both be in Dayton to cover the big event this Friday. And I think they're going to be there Saturday as well. I'll just say that right now.
Okay, very
All
good.
right.
Thanks, Pete. All right, Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell, give Nia a call, or have any real estate needs for that matter. She'll be very, very happy to help you. 740-418-4135, and she'll be out working for you. All right, let's head on over to your Total Media Radio app weather forecast, where you can download. Of course, don't forget that live local radio on your phone by downloading the Total Media Radio app. And that way you can listen to your local radio stations anywhere in the world, anytime. It's super duper cool and takes just a second to download. All right. For your weather forecast, still looking pretty good temperature wise, but that rain has creeped into the forecast, and today will be mostly cloudy with showers likely, highs around 72. For tonight, mostly cloudy with showers likely, lows around 48 degrees. And then tomorrow, those showers continue on and a little bit cooler temperatures, but still not too darn bad. So showers in the forecast tomorrow on your Friday and highs of 60. Looking on into the weekend, definitely a little bit cooler temperatures and a little bit of chance of rain, but not all that bad. So we will take it. All right. Well, are you all right? Oh, God. Stop it. So, well, our Miss Amanda is here and our Miss Courtney is here and their tissues are here. And this is going to be awful, so you guys are just going to have to, work through it with us.
Oh my gosh, look, you got Jennifer's.
I know, stop it.
I'm telling you, I have, been weepy all morning. I can't handle it. I was getting ready this morning, just sobbing. Can't stop.
Listen, okay, stop. Seriously, stop it. No, this is your last day, right? Or technically.
Well, on here, I guess.
Okay.
I was thinking that this morning I asked Courtney, I said, would you go produce the show tomorrow so that you and me and Jen can have one last day together? And she said, No, today's your last day because the Boy Scouts are on tomorrow. I went, oh, okay.
So surprise,
So
here we all are.
So she got me like actually in front of the camera.
I know, this is like a first.
But I couldn't let her come up here by herself.
I know. Well, this is the whole thing. I mean, it's like there's very few things that'll get Courtney in front of the camera. So
That's
you
right.
should feel very
You're
important.
crying.
I am.
Like a
I know.
little baby. One of them.
I get this message. It's so cute. Amanda's really weepy, so I'm like, oh. Oh my goodness. But no, we're so happy to have you girls up here. And Miss Amanda, we will miss you greatly.
Oh, there she goes again.
Sorry. Just nod your head. It's okay.
Yeah, it's been 2 months pretty much since I found out that I was going to be leaving Total Media, and in the beginning there was it was a little bit of excitement that I was going to be doing something new, and there was going to be somebody new coming here that was going to help take Total Media to the next level, and that was all exciting. And then you wait 2 months, and some of the excitement kind of goes away, and then now it's just like I'm really sad. So,
Well, the reality of it does hit you, and
Right.
we were talking with Red Thompson off the air the other day, and he was just talking about how proud he is of Miss Amanda, because she has really stepped up the radio and really stepped up the station, and been an integral part of getting us into the next generation and century, and we can't thank you enough for that.
well,
You have vision, and it obviously it's taken an army, and we
Sure,
understand
exactly,
that, but
exactly.
somebody's got to lead the charge,
Yeah,
and we appreciate it.
And I have said before, I did have a vision, but I'm not the one that made things happen. I'm just the one that had the vision, I guess. And really, it's all the employees here that we have that are professionals, and they do their job, and they do it well. So I am appreciative of all of them. So, and all of you very much. It's just there are so many people that care. I mean, the people that work here, I don't know, I've said it so many times. People don't realize until they come into this building how big it is, how extensive our offerings are, and how many people work here. I mean, we have 25 people that work here between full-time and part-time, and everybody just cares about what they're doing. So, I mean, that makes a huge difference. And I'm going to miss it.
I know. So what makes you sad? What
What
I mean, seriously, like,
Let's
what are
really dig in there?
what?
Amanda.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna Oprah this for a minute. Like, seriously.
I think
What-
it's the people.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the people for sure, working with everybody day in and day out, and the process of reaching a goal and knowing what our goal is, and then everybody moving in the same direction to achieve those goals. I think just being a part of a team that everybody is working in the same direction. I think, and that's what I'm going to too, and I'm excited about that. But I just feel like we've worked so hard, and I really feel like I've put my soul into this place in the last 6 years, and it's gonna be, there's gonna be a hole.
Well,
sure.
we have a hole too. No, so a couple of months ago, Amanda comes up and tells me that she might be leaving, and it's just like, oh no, because you do feel that like there's just part of you like going to be missing, because we kind of
Absolutely.
all done all of this together, and I'm not downstairs a lot, but just in doing the morning show up here, and it's just been a lot of fun, and
Sure.
I feel like I've gained some sisters
I
and a brother,
Yes,
James.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, James has been. I mean, he really has stepped up our game, and he's brought us to a whole new level too. And I'm really appreciative of that. But I was actually at the dentist yesterday, and Brian Morris said something to me that I was just I thought, wow, I was thankful for his comments and appreciative that people on the outside notice all that we have done. And he said, he wished me luck and told me that I should be proud of the work that we have done. And we had kind of taken it to a whole new level. So, and we had created something. And should be proud of that, and I was very grateful that he had recognized that as well. So
Brian started it.
He started the weeping.
Thanks, Brian Morris.
I'll send
As
him a
I was,
message later.
in the chair with my mouth open, I couldn't respond.
Tears pouring down your eyes.
What is that? Do they teach them that in dentist school to mess with people? Like as
how
the
am I
giant
supposed to
spit
respond?
sucker is like your mouth's propped open and there's like spit and
Right?
and you're like like we're not ventriloquists, so we can't talk. It's just a cruel, evil joke that they all learn.
Yeah, but but Total Media is in great hands. Courtney is really stepping up and going to do a lot more. And not that she wasn't already doing a lot, but
Right.
she's going to be doing a lot more. And Cora Willett will be taking over some things. JJ Hale will be around hopefully a little more, and then Karina Folks will do a fabulous job. And I thought tomorrow was going to be the day, so I told Karina she was going to be on the show tomorrow, that we had to introduce her. And well, actually, I said, you can come today or you can come tomorrow. And she said, oh no, I'm wearing a V-neck shirt today, and I will get hives, and everybody will be able to see them.
She's also wearing a green shirt today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all of that bad.
So she would have been a brick.
Just neck
Bricks
hives.
with
All
neck
of
and
that
hives.
bad.
So I told her she could come on tomorrow, and then now she
She's
She
really
may or may
upset
not be.
that the Boy Scouts are coming and she can't be on.
Well, I'll bet you that we can make time for both.
I'm sure.
That's
I'm
right.
sure.
We can do that.
She, Amanda was telling Karina, and we also have a new employee, Jade Patton. You'll see her when you come in the front. Amanda was telling them when Michael Myers came and visited.
Yes.
Too, and how much fun that
Oh.
was.
That was not fun. That was a cruel and evil joke. And I will never forgive either one of you for that, James and
Hey,
Courtney.
just so you guys are aware, me and Courtney discussed the possibility of scaring you today and ultimately decided not to do it.
I said we should have had a best of Jen and Amanda reel.
I know.
Well, okay, so I was thinking about doing that, but then when I was given word that you were kind of weepy this morning, I decided against it.
Because then it would have just been snot and tears everywhere.
Yeah, right. There would have been weeping for all different reasons. It would have been so bad.
Oh, shoot.
Oh
to
my
relive
gosh.
the moment when we made you stuff your faces with candy.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple times
was
a
good.
day.
That was, I'll tell
good.
you what, where I have cut out sugar of my life, that was literally the worst 2 days. I could have climbed the side of this building if I had, without a ladder.
Oh,
It
shoot.
was so crazy. Yeah, candy.
But that was fun. Those were fun segments. I
They
love those.
were.
Yeah.
Who
Yes.
doesn't like eating candy?
My favorite memory of you two on the show from the last year was the baby stroller race.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
Well, that poor little baby will never be the same.
Um,
Oh, that was Katie's baby.
That was
We
Katie's
did
baby.
bad things to him.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you slammed that baby down.
I did. He
That
has
was you.
he has some serious whiplash now because of me. Well, I told you all I do not know how to put a diaper on a baby because I never have done it before.
Definitely
Therefore,
proved it.
I had to fake it. And needless to say, I was the big loser.
Mhm. Yeah, even in your rush and not taking any care with that baby at all, you still lost.
I
But I
did.
think that you lost not because of your time, because you failed to do something.
I think I didn't button
you did
his
not button the
onesie.
onesie.
See, so this is why the good Lord has never given me a child, because I would have a naked child running around with a diaper falling off all the time.
You know,
I had a naked child running around all the time. Seriously.
God gave her 4.
God gave me 4. So one day when we lived in a different house, and Ethan was probably. So there are two different stories. Not long after we moved into our house, the neighbors they had the flags, the utility flags out because they were planning to put in a new line or something. And I look out the window and Joe is walking up the hill with all of the flags in his hands. He had pulled every flag out of the neighbor's yard and was just trotting up in a diaper.
How do you explain that?
And then Ethan was the kid that as soon as I picked him up from school, he was stripping. So by the time we got home, he had no clothes on. It started with the shoes and then the socks and then the shirt and then the pants would come off. And we would get home and he would be completely naked. And then he'd go outside and play. The kid just loved to be naked all the time.
I feel like I did that at a couple college parties, but no. I'm just kidding. He was just preparing.
Training.
Totally kidding, you guys.
I remember looking out
that's
outside
cute.
one day, and he's got this little scooter, and he is riding down the driveway completely buck naked, and then pushing that thing back up. I thought, I hope he doesn't wreck. It's going to be really bad.
There are things exposed that probably should not get road rash.
Right?
No, that's bad.
Could maim him for life.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, no.
Anyway,
Well,
No.
it has been fun.
it has been fun.
And we're sad, but that's
Maybe
okay.
Maybe you can come back for Apple Festival weekend.
Oh, that would be fun.
We can do more fun things.
Well, I'm just going to tell you that there's going to be some serious text messages fired off to our good friend Daryl Boggs that we need some Amanda time. So whatever capacity he wants to send you in, we'll be A-okay. And we'll say whatever it is we need to say, Daryl, to make it legit.
Just show up at our office and just do a live show.
Yes,
Hey, there you go.
but we
But we
need...
won't tell you when we're coming.
That's right. Preferably a non-green shirt day.
Right.
But no, we will make sure that Miss Amanda is not a stranger here,
for sure.
whether she likes it or not.
Yeah, she keeps getting weepy and acting like she's falling off the face of the earth. I was like, you'll probably be here Monday fixing the radio. Like,
I know.
You're not going very far.
Like, we're not going to let you leave that easily. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I had to stop in after hours yesterday, and I'm walking through the halls and thinking, just the last times I'll be walking through these halls.
Yeah, yesterday she was out of the office a lot, and when I was going home last night, I was like, oh wow, that's what it's gonna be like.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna make me cry.
I know, right? Well, it's hard when somebody's like the rock of the place, and I don't mean that like nobody else does anything, because it's totally a team effort, but there has to be somebody, like I said, leading the charge, and Amanda has been that rock for so long. And yeah, it's hard when you know that's that go-to person, and now it's like, oh no. It's the fear of the unknown. But we're
Well-
going to be just fine.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Lots of great
And
people around.
I appreciate everyone's kind words, but yeah, I think in good hands for sure. It'll be fun.
Keep telling yourself it'll be fine.
We're fine.
This is
It'll be
fine.
fine.
Everything's
This is
fine.
fine. Everything's fine.
We're fine.
I'm
fine. I'm
fine.
fine. You're fine. We're all fine.
We're all fine.
We all know what fine means in woman terms.
Yeah.
I'm
I feel
fine.
like we need a
Fine.
new shirt. I'm fine. It's fine.
That's not nearly as nice as the Be Nice shirt.
No, it's not.
If any man's been married for any period of time, he knows that I'm fine is not a good thing.
Take note,
Oh.
James.
It's fine. Don't worry. I understand.
So what are your, not necessarily up here memories, but what are some of your best memories as far as the radio? I mean, you came in not having, like, I'm going to run the radio station experience. So, I mean, you had to learn on the fly and go with it. And,
I did.
and it had to be tough.
I did. Oh gosh, there's so many good memories. And I think we've talked about it before. I interned here when I was in college, and porterhouse was my boss.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah, like, how was that ever?
The fact that you didn't end up in prison is a whole other story. But
I used to go to the basketball games and with Dan and Pete back in the day when they were broadcasting, and I used to film the games for Main Street for Channel 15.
yes.
And so that we could play those and cut radio commercials back in the time when we had the old carts and
The reel to reel.
right. And you know, I had a little bit of newspaper experience, and so I mean, I had a background, I had a general knowledge, but you just don't know until you get here and you dive in. You just you know, just being willing to put on your muck boots and go up to the cow patties and
Like
and the
literally.
like literally
Like this is not figuratively. This
yes,
is
like,
literally. Ever been up to the radio tower, you understand what we're talking about. It's in the middle of a cow field.
right?
Literally.
So, and I don't know if I've ever told the story. Like, I have a semi-fear of cows because, I mean, I love them, but at the same time, when I was a kid, my family was very good friends with the Cochran family and spent a lot of time there on their farm. And one day, Jenny and I were out feeding the cattle, and one of the cows, for whatever reason, decided to chase me. And I ran as fast as I could and dove. They had an electric fence, and I dove under that electric fence and my back got caught on the fence. So got a little shock there. So now I just have this fear that a cow's going to start chasing me. So every time I would go up to the radio towers, I'd get out of the car and go, "Hi, girls. How are you today?"
Well, it could be because you called them girls. Maybe they were boys.
They were steer. They were cows. So yeah, but you know, you have to be willing to put on the muck boots, get your hands dirty, step in some cow poop, and honestly,
I feel like we should
as
put
much
that
as
on a
I-
t-shirt.
get your hands dirty and step in some cow
Famous
poop.
last words of Amanda.
Yep.
You know, JJ Hale was telling me a story, and I think this is a good message for anybody in any industry, but it really kind of like summed up what I feel you have to work in this industry. I think that it summed it up for me. But he was talking about a football coach that worked at a university in Florida, got his big break, and was hired as a head coach, I think at the University of Akron. So he got chosen to be the head coach, took some of the personnel with him when he went, and one of the coaches who he was pretty close to, who thought that they were going to get to make the move with him, did not get hired. And he called the coach a couple weeks later and said, you know, "Hey coach, wanted to tell you congratulations on your new job. You're going to do great. Did have one question for you though. Why didn't you take me with you? I really thought after all these years of working together, you really would have taken me with you." And head coach said, "You know, you didn't make the coffee." And he said, "I didn't make the coffee." And the coach said, "Yeah, you didn't make the coffee." He said, "You did everything you were supposed to do. You showed up at 8, you left at 5, you did your job, you did it well, but you didn't make the coffee." He said, "What do you mean I didn't make the coffee?" He said, "Well, when you got there at 8, did you make the coffee for everybody else? Nope. Did you take out the trash when the trash needed taken out? Did you pick something up off the floor? Did you ask your teammates if they needed any help with anything? You didn't make the coffee. You got to make the coffee. And you need to think about that for the next job." And that's what this is here. Like, everybody has to make the coffee. We're a team. Everybody's got to pitch in. Everybody's got to go that extra mile to have a successful product. And I really feel like that's what we're doing every day is we're making the coffee.
I love that.
Putting on the muck boots.
Putting on the muck boots and making coffee.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I like it.
I made
So-
coffee the other day.
good advice to anybody.
You made coffee there.
I made coffee the other day.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, James.
Whew, your job's safe now.
But that's good.
No, it is.
I agree. So of course I went home and told my kids, gotta make the coffee.
They're like, I don't even like coffee.
My son Evan said, Mom, I have a Keurig. We have a Keurig at work. I said, that's not what I'm saying.
Jen and Phil both have their own personal Keurigs in their offices here, and I didn't realize that kind of VIP living was an option around here.
It is if you bring it in yourself.
Hey, yeah, I was going to say, I offered to share. I am okay with sharing. It just so happens that I'm the only one that has an office upstairs right now, other than James. And I would be very happy to share my Keurig with you, James, as long as you clean it out.
That's right. That's key, right?
While you're making the coffee.
That's part of making the coffee.
That's right.
I'd
Yeah.
say Phil probably has his own because if you've ever had Pete Wilson's coffee,
It's like hair
strong.
on your chest.
It's
It's
like-
real strong.
it's like eating 7 days worth of candy and one day. It is
Like
some
the
strong
spoon
stuff.
sticks up on
Right.
its own.
Yeah.
He likes it strong.
Right. Yeah. That stuff will put hair on your chest for sure.
You know, that's just old school news guy right there.
That's right.
Got to stay up all night, get that story. Got to have the strong coffee.
For sure.
For sure. Very good.
Oh shoot.
Well, we're so glad that you came up and spending the time with
Mhm.
us this morning. And I mean, if nothing else, you leaving got Courtney on the camera.
That's right.
You told me not to get you anything, so
Surprise!
This is my present.
You.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Oh, so what have been some of your favorite memories?
Of you?
Of you?
Just in general.
Oh!
Everybody gather around and
me,
tell
let's
me
see.
your favorite thing about me.
I can tell some stories.
I was going to say, I don't know that any of those should be.
Shared.
Maybe we'll talk about those over a
Oh.
beer sometime. Not necessarily on the air.
That's a podcast that has no paid
That's
advertising.
right. Well, I don't know. It might sell pretty well.
It might. It's true. Apple Festival week, that was a fun
Yeah,
week.
I
Doing
agree.
all the different stuff up here, that was really fun.
You know, it's fun because that was like making lemonade out of lemons, right? And,
Sure.
you know, I think a lot of people were disappointed that the Apple Festival didn't happen. And so we tried to make the best of some of the fun things that always happen. And yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
And it was so nice that the Jaffe committee like participated in it with us. So that was so good too.
Absolutely. Yeah, Crystal Boyle was a lot of fun. That
It
whole
was.
week, we had a lot of fun between dressing up and the stroller contests and the ice cream eating contests and it was
Andy
fun.
and Rhonda cheating in the Pretty Baby
Oh, I forgot
contest.
about the
Yes.
Pretty Baby contest. Yeah, they cheated somehow. We don't know yet how they did it, but they did it.
I don't know.
Rhonda has that Pretty Baby plaque framed hanging over her desk.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh,
funny.
shoot.
I agree, Megan. She said, Megan Malone said it's fun to have fun. Yes,
It is. And we do have fun at work.
That's right. And I mean, I kind of liked doing the TikTok video because that got us all out of our box.
Comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, we don't do that kind of stuff.
That's
Like,
right.
our junior high cheerleading days are far over.
Right?
And that was fun. And spending time with Miss Katie, too, was fun. And she's our perpetual cheerleader.
She is. She is. And, I would say that's probably my best memory is all the people that I've gotten to meet and interact with over the years, whether they've been employees here who've come and gone, just the old, not old employees, but the long-time employees.
Veteran.
The veteran
Let's go with
employees
veteran,
that have
yeah.
worked here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. The Jean Gillums and Becky Owens and Pete and John and all the people who have been in the industry or were in the industry for so long, getting to learn from them, and then bringing new people on and seeing where they can take us, but then also the people in the community. Going to meetings and customers coming in and just all the people we've had on the show. Talk about Ted Witham and just the people that we've been able to interact with, have being a voice for other people has been really rewarding. particularly during the pandemic, although it was probably the most trying year we've had, it also has been really rewarding because we've been able to have the superintendents on and Kevin Aston and the mayors. We've just been able to give a voice to all of those people, and I'm grateful for that.
Well, as we've said, this is not our channel or Total Media's channel or my channel or whatever. We are your community channel, and because of that, that's what we're here for, is to bring voices when you can't find them yourself. And that has been a ton of fun. You're right, creating contact, like meeting people that would not necessarily be in your circle of friends or even employees or colleagues or whatever. But then you develop these relationships with people, and your world gets so much bigger.
Absolutely.
And that is the best thing in the world, to keep your world big.
Sure. I mean, I think for anybody, just in terms of your worldview and your outlook on life, to have as many people that you can, you don't always have to even agree with people, but just having the additional knowledge or just the meeting different people really, as you said, makes your circle bigger and changes your worldview, I think it's important.
It is. And, Jamie's always said this, and it's kind of like the JJ thing. Like, you don't need to cut out more pieces of the pie. Like, you need to make the pie bigger, and
right.
that, you need to make your world bigger. And, he believes in that philosophy with business and, with human beings and whatever. And it's like, the more the merrier. Like, bring it on.
Absolutely.
Let's make everything bigger. And that doesn't mean our personal business. That means other people and letting them in, and that's pretty cool stuff.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, like I would have never met the game warden had I not been doing this program.
Sure.
He's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So fun. And there's lots of different things that have happened that have been enjoyable. And of course, we'll always still be here to continue that on, just without Amanda. But that's okay.
Maybe you made a cardboard cutout.
Hey,
that's right.
Oh, we could hide it and scare Jen with it.
There we go.
It
is
guys
pretty
are
terrifying.
So funny. Oh, that was a good one too. When Miss Smart Aleck over there put that whichever Children of the Corn face that was in our set.
It took me forever to find that.
I don't think poor Pete Wilson ever did see it.
I'm not very observant, huh?
You would have been so dead. Multiple times.
Yes, like off with the head of Amanda numerous times.
So dead. So sad. So many times.
Yeah.
That was Malachi, wasn't it? Or which one was that?
His name's not Malachi.
No.
I forget which one he is now that it's over with. And
it'll come to me.
Yeah, well, we
in
don't
about
need
an
to see
hour.
him again, so. He or Jason Voorhees or whichever, Michael Myers or whichever one it was that showed up here. No, thank you. He did finally get sweatpants on, though. He was naked in the office for quite some time. It was really disturbing when I had to go in and change the weather every day.
Talk about VIP status. James had a half-naked man in his office.
I know. All I got was a Keurig.
Oh, you can't see James, but he's got the giggles.
Hey, that thing is very versatile. Just for Total Media, it has been Michael Myers, it has been The Grinch, it has been Mike DeWine,
Yes.
and it has modeled almost every shirt Zip Printing has printed in the last few months.
Right.
Absolutely. You know
the
what?
hardest worker in the employee.
That's right.
He's not once made the damn coffee, though.
You know, we just need, we got to a point where he was in the window all the time and people were looking for him. So,
Oh, he could be an Easter
can he
bunny
be the
next.
Easter bunny?
Oh, no, he could be a leprechaun. For St.
Ooh, there you
Patrick's.
go.
Yes.
I'm going to give him shorter.
Cut him off at the knees.
Yeah, he needs to be a bit small. He's a tall drink of water, that
Yeah, he
guy.
is.
That's why he freaked
He
us
makes
out.
a great
when
Michael Myers.
Yes, that's why he was a perfect Michael Myers, because he took up that whole doorway.
And the Grinch, too.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So I'll be looking. I'll be watching to see what you're going to dress him up as next.
That's all James.
Maybe we can sell advertising space on him.
There you go.
That's definitely thinking outside the box.
She'll be impressed with my great big eye marketing ideas.
Hey, Karina, we got this naked guy up here. We're going to put some ads on him.
So the next thing I need to teach Karina is how to let Courtney down gently.
Great idea, Courtney. Talk to James.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot. Well,
Well, we're about out of time. Do you have anything else for us, Amanda?
I really tried to research something to actually talk about today. There's nothing going on other than the Royals.
Okay, I do have to ask you that because you girls are here. Do you care? Does anyone care?
You know, I'm a huge Royals fan. I really am. Like, I love The Crown. I love, all the documentaries. I follow for the most part. But this whole Meghan and Harry thing, I don't know.
I feel like there's two sides to every story,
too.
and I feel like this is both sides being Republicans and Democrats. And I feel like somewhere in the middle is probably the truth.
I didn't
not-
watch the interview.
I didn't watch
the
it
interview
either.
and I don't know. I'm sure that there is some truth to what Meghan is saying.
Sure.
And I hate that for her.
Mhm.
There has been a pattern with the Royals with those things, as we know, but yeah, at the same time, I don't know how much of it is being sensationalized. It'll be interesting to see if she and Harry stay together forever.
Mhm.
Oh, my Teresa Hively's called it. She says 5 years will be.
Yeah,
good.
I think Teresa Hively may be right.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
see.
remember. Document this, James.
Yeah.
Put
Five
the big
years from
star
now.
beside this episode right
Write
here.
it down, James.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about a young man that has grown up in that in that family and in that lifestyle, and to walk away from it, and your brother and your grandmother and all of that, your father. I mean, I commend him if that's his wife and that's what he wants to do. But boy, that has to be stressful
Sure.
on all of them.
On everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
on everybody.
Yeah, and
Well, you
no,
have
I'm
to
going to
also-
be nice. I'm
well,
just going to
you
be
also have
nice.
to wonder how much of it is psychological too, because his
Sure.
mother died because of
Right.
probably the same things that Meghan
Right,
was maybe
yes.
going through.
Agreed.
So,
Well,
yeah.
and yes, and 100%, and he has to be hypersensitive to that,
Right,
and
sure.
and has to. He's probably
And
going.
I'm sure he's probably
so
trying
far
to
the other
protect her from all of that. Too,
Yes.
So, yeah. Understandably so.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yes, no, I couldn't find anything to talk about really other than so somebody in Connecticut went to a yard sale, bought a pretty bowl for $35 and had it appraised, and it's worth between $300,000 and $500,000 because it was a bowl from the Ming Dynasty.
Never happens to us.
Right?
We have so much junk.
Wow.
I have, and hey, listen, I love like
A good bowl.
a good bowl. I love antiquing and I love yard sales and but I've never found anything
I
like
feel
that.
like we would have bought that $35 bowl,
And it
got
would have
it
been worth
whole, and it
$10.
would've been worth $5.
I've been like, that's worth 50 cents.
Good thing it's pretty.
You are correct. You know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you like it, then you like
That's
it.
right.
That's right.
No matter
That's
what
right.
it's worth. If it makes you smile, then cool.
That's
But
right.
it would make you smile even more if it were worth $300,000 to $500,000. So, do you keep the bowl or
keep
do
the
you sell it?
bowl?
If it's from a
That
yard
is the
sale,
question.
it's gone.
Yeah, there's no psycho.
Making somebody else
yeah.
happy for $300,000.
Right.
You want to
If it's
pay. If you're so dumb that you want to pay $300,000 for a bowl, sold.
If it was my grandma's bowl that sat on her kitchen table forever, and I
Right.
remember it as childhood, that might be a little bit harder to sell.
Right.
But yard sale bowl.
Gone.
Let's all be honest.
Take
We
the money
still
and
think
run.
about selling grandma's bowl.
If it's
Yeah.
worth
I said it
300,000.
would be harder.
I didn't say I wouldn't do it. Oh my gosh, that is funny. Oh well. Well, the happiest cities in America.
Oh, I did want to know about this.
Okay, it's not here.
I could have told you guys where it's not.
I'm just saying it's not here. I was
Happiest cities in the world or in the United States?
United States.
Okay.
I was very surprised by this because they say that the happiest city in the world, or in the United States, I'm sorry, is Fremont, California. And basically it's a suburb of San Francisco.
Okay.
So I was kind of surprised by that because I feel like there's a lot of turmoil in California, or that area especially.
Does it tell you why?
The weather's great though.
Weather.
Yeah, there were
Pretty
like
mild.
it would take me a really long time to tell you all the
Why?
factors that it's like a algorithm basically.
But I'd say the weather is a lot. I mean, there were a lot.
The
of
weather in
people
San
the last
Francisco
2
is
days.
not that great.
No, but it's better than here.
Better than here, right?
Well,
There are a lot of
it's
people
probably
smiling.
adjacent to all the cool things in San Francisco,
Sure.
but a little bit less expensive to live there
Not
than
as
San
expensive as
Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's probably a big part of it.
That would
What
make
is it?
sense.
Mark Twain said the coldest winter he ever felt was a summer in San Francisco, something like that.
All right.
I could see that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, Wales is like
Wales
that
is
too.
like that too.
All right. I was surprised by number 2 and number 3. Bismarck and Fargo, North Dakota.
Really?
Is that not bizarre? But I have to say I've never been to North Dakota, so therefore it's kind of like I don't-
I'd be afraid to go to Fargo.
I know, right?
That's where they kill people with
Something
witches.
bad.
Steve Buscemi,
Something bad's gonna happen.
yeah, puts people through a wood chipper. It's not good.
Well, Steve
I like-
Buscemi gets put. Through
Oh,
the
that's
wood
right. He
chipper.
gets put in the wood chipper by the great big dude.
I do like a good North Dakota accent, though.
Yeah, I do too, but the
Eh?
weather, again,
Yeah. No, not so
No.
much. Yeah. So evidently weather's not that big of a factor,
Important.
right? Rounding out the top 10 are number 4, Madison, Wisconsin.
Jeez.
I know. Cheese is there. I mean,
and
hello.
beer and cheese. What more do you need?
Number 5, San Jose, California.
Okay.
Number 6, South Burlington, Vermont. Number 7, Lincoln, Nebraska. Number 8, Columbia, Maryland. Number 9, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And number 10, Santa Rosa, California. So several
So
California.
California had what? At least three?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
I'm
3
surprised
of the
how
top
many-
10.
I'm surprised how many of those are in the Midwest.
I know, right? And you want to talk about like weather? You've got Vermont, Wisconsin, Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Like, what's in Iowa? Corn?
Iowa's corn, yeah. Never heard of Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
I mean, there you go. So, but now you know. And Chicago is number 84, LA number 99, New York 122, Houston 123, and Miami 130.
Interesting.
And Jackson was 7 million and no, I'm just kidding.
It was the real number one.
It was. It's number 1 in our book.
That's right.
Our area. It is a good area, that's for sure. All right, Miss Amanda. We will miss you.
I also got you this box of tissues.
She asked us for not anything, but
From the supply closet.
yeah, she said, I mean it. I don't want anything, but Courtney bought her tissues. I think that was very fitting. Yeah. So we will miss
You could have
you.
at least splurged on some
Some
like
Puff
Kleenex
Plus.
brand or something. Like it's scratching my face as
Sandpaper tissues.
She really wasn't crying until she dabbed her eyes with those
I'm
tissues.
encouraging you to not cry because it hurts to wipe the tears. Reverse psychology.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
shoot.
By
Well-
the way,
Yes.
I know Jen knows how much I have to give 6 Cents a shameless plug. But they had fried buffalo cauliflower.
Yes, I want to try that.
Was it this past week or the week
Mhm.
before? I don't remember.
It was last week.
So good. I just have to put
Thank
it
you.
out there because like I've been begging them to like make it a main dish. So I'm just like every time I see her, I'm just gonna make sure.
Well,
don't forget, 'cause
let me
it's
just
so
tell
good.
you that I am pushing for that to be a regular thing on the Arch and Eddie's menu.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm not sure if you saw yesterday our pretzel party.
I did see the pretzel party.
Yes, that looked like fun.
Yeah,
Pretzel party,
we
I can get
sold
on board.
like 1 million of those last night, so that might be a permanent fixture as well. So
Awesome.
we're working on a new menu and some new fun things.
If you see the buffalo cauliflower out there again, you have to get it.
Yep,
was
get it.
So good.
And
Like I've seen people say they eat that like in place, like because
In
they're
place
not eating
of-
like
meat.
cauliflower wings,
Right.
Yeah,
like
and I
instead of
thought,
wings.
There's no way that's as good as like real chicken, buffalo chicken, but it was delicious.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You girls are the best. All right. Well, we do have to get out of here. I mean, we're only like, 20 minutes at overtime or something, but we have missed being together, and we hope
Thanks
to
for
be
letting me
together.
talk about nothing.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
we've done it every day for several years now. No problem.
It's the new show about nothing.
Yes. It was Seinfeld. Now it's here. No.
I'd play the Seinfeld music, but we'd get a copyright strike.
That's right. Facebook would boot us right off. So, all right. Well, best of luck to you, Amanda. And we know that you won't be a stranger, and that we know that you will be successful in everything that you do. And we love you to pieces and love you so much. And come see us soon.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Well, we need to get out of here. Did want to thank Carman the Carman. Want to thank the filling station, the store Broadway and Penn and Wellston. Want to thank Chip and Kathy at the shop. They're hiding. They're trying to hide. And, of course, our friends at Callahan Hardware for sponsoring the program. Y'all are the best. If you see any of our sponsors out and about, please thank them, because without them, we can't do what we do. So, all right. Have a great day, everyone. We will be back here tomorrow. With Boy Scouts?
Boy
Boy
Scouts.
Scouts.
All right, and maybe Miss Karina.
We can-
We'll sneak. We'll see if we can sneak her in.
Boy Scouts are having a fundraiser. So
They
that's
are.
exciting.
Very exciting. So, all right, have a great day. Enjoy the weather. A little bit of rain in the forecast, but nice temperatures, and we'll be right back here tomorrow for TGIF Friday. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.